also engaging product strategies. Difference between co-production and co-creation. Co-production is when the customer engages in a service production process, so when the service production is outsourced to the customer. For example, see here, booking, where you co-produce the service, that is, you book a flight, you can book if you want a hotel and a flight, plus car, plus train. So their customization related to customization, because the customer exactly personalizes proactively the offer according to his or her needs. So if you want the lowest price, you can, with the discussion this morning, you can search for the cheapest price of flights. If you want hotel and flight, you can choose both. Again, you can choose and personalize according to criteria you define, which are recorded. So there we have also personalization. That is, the system, the IT system, is memorizing your important choice criteria. It might offer you then proactively, then customization might become personalization. That is, that booking, the site booking.com, might offer you proactively offers according to your former purchase history and the criterions you have to define. But first of all, you define the criterions yourself. And we can also see here that different types of personalization. Item-based personalization, that is, you define what you want in categories. And then it might become collaborative filtering. Based on your purchase history, you get suggestions about similar products you have purchased formerly, so item correlated or item based, but also community based. You might get recommendations from the community who had done similar trips. An example, so you start, the first time you connect to booking, you might define your choice criteria, lowest price, or most stars, best evaluation or reviews for given destinations, for example, Asia or Europe. So you will get some recommendations. So this is item-based recommendation. First of all, you're doing customization. You define the criteria. Then item-based recommendations are done to give you recommendations based on the criteria you have defined. And then subsequently, once you have interacted with the system, this is the learning system, you get collaborative filtering recommendations based on similar items. And so, for example, you booked in the past a hotel and a flight to Bangkok, and then you will get recommendations for flights to Thailand, plus hotels in Thailand, plus perhaps related customers who went to Bangkok also went to Phuket, or went to Koh Phi Phi, or went to Krabi. And so there you have collaborative filtering. And customers who went to Krabi went to Hotel A, but other customers went to Hotel B, or you went to Hotel A, other customers went to Hotel B, so you might be interested in Hotel B. And customers who went in Hotel B rent a car, so you might be interested in car. So co-production is strongly related to personalization, because you can choose actually exactly the products you want through customization. Co-creation is the highest level of engagement, where the customer really creates value through research and development by bringing ideas. For example, Threadless is a site where you can submit clothes designs. So there's a web interface on which you can create a design for a t-shirt, for example. And you submit to the community, and the community will vote, discuss your idea, and the best idea will get awarded with $2,000. And then Threadless will sell this product, or this t-shirt or sweatshirt, on its e-commerce platform. And clearly the success chances are very high, because actually when customers have tried it, and when other customers have evaluated the idea, then probably the design of the t-shirt fits to the needs or the tastes of the customers. That is why it's highly attractive. They pay only $2,000 for a good idea. Other examples are McDonald's was more crowdsourcing contests, Create Your Burger, where they had more than 100,000 ideas submitted. So there are a lot of ideas which are bad, but they had something like 2,000 or 3,000 recipes they actually used. Lego had also a platform where you could co-create models, and these models are then voted, produced, by Lego, produced and sold by Lego. So we talk about the prosumer, so who's producing and consuming. It's related to technology and media. Technology actually helps, because formerly it was quite difficult to gather all these ideas. And now with the platforms, Amazon Turk, where you can exactly ask for ideas, product improvements. The firms are asking customers about problems about products. The co-creation contests of, for example, in France, you have Agorize. Firms are posting co-creation contests for few money. It costs nothing to the firms. Firms can improve the product. And there are typologies of co-creation, depends on the contribution. Is the contribution fixed or open? If it's customer-led or firm-led. The highest level is collaborating, where the customer are selecting the products. So it's the most democratic form, where the customers will decide which is the interesting product by voting for it. And it's completely open, so everybody can participate. If it's not everybody can participate, then it's co-designing, but still the customer will decide about the decision process. And you have more control if the firm keeps more control. Then it's firm-led, then it's only submitting ideas, and then the R&D will develop the ideas and will decide which ideas will be developed. If the contribution activity is opened, then it's called tinkering, but still the firm is. So it depends on the firm culture. The more the firm culture is customer-orientated, the more they will leave the decision process to the customer. But this means that actually you need really engaged customers, you really have to trust customers. On the other hand, it's optimal in terms of product optimization, because actually it's like a market research. When the customers are deciding which is the best product, or voting which is the best product, then it's like testing the product in real conditions, or testing the idea in real conditions on the market. So that is why customer-led decisions are best in terms of innovation. If you want to keep the control, and if actually you have a good R&D department that can push the product development forward. There are some examples. So this is Threadless. It's a platform where you can submit the ideas. Also e-commerce platform, because you can actually buy. Dell, IdeaStorm, it's another platform where you can submit ideas about computers or digital products. These products are then promoted, communicated on the platform to other users. The users will discuss, reformulate ideas, and the best idea will then produce. Typically, it's a tinkering platform where actually the firm, Dell, keeps the control about the choice of the product. Let's talk about Nivea. So Nivea has also a co-creation program where Nivea continuously improves products through customers. The first step is listen to the market. This can be done through ethnography, for example. So, for example, that's the problem of traditional deodorants. Because deodorants are plain. If you have a white shirt, a t-shirt, a white shirt, or a dress, then you might have yellow stains under the arms. So this was the basic starting point of the Nivea co-creation program. Listened to the web, what was the main problem for customers when using a deodorant. And this is actually what Nivea did. So they not only identified an issue, they also found ideas, they listened. Then they start to ideate. First idea is how to conceptualize a new product. Ideation. Then there's a return process with the customers and the R&D. Then the product was enhanced. So the product comes, it goes out, it might be redeveloped, it goes in, it goes out, it comes in. It's a return between the market and the firm. It's in constant evaluation. So consumers are constantly evaluating the product or the ideas. It might be refined, so reformulated. So a lot of steps before the product then is conceptualized and comes on the market. And this is what you can see here. So between Nivea and the co-creation platform, the idea goes to Nivea, it comes back to the customers, it goes back to Nivea, it comes back, it will be enriched permanently by both stakeholders. So by the brand and then finally Nivea brought on the market the Silver Edition, which is a completely co-created deodorant between Nivea and the customers. What changed is the scope and the level of co-creation, because now it can be done on the large scale due to co-creation platforms, due to technologies. And there's also probably a change in customers, because some customers like this, so they engage in it. But again, the antecedent of engagement is loyalty, and above all, attitudinal loyalty. No customer would engage if he or she does not like the brand. That is why it's important to create attitudinal loyalty. The Decathlon, which is doing that for a while with the co-creation lab. This mask available worldwide. You can see it on every beach. Mask was co-created actually by customers. This mask is the result of co-creation where customers had the idea. The idea is not new, because when I was a child, this type of mask already exists. The problem it was never working. Because we had a ping pong ball, and when you were diving, the ping pong ball should close the tube, but it never worked. So water came into the mask. It was a mask that existed in the 60s, 70s, and then it disappears because it never worked. So one customer might rethought about this mask, and Decathlon retook this idea and created together with the customer this type of mask. Another example is they had an idea about children bike seats combined with a stroller. The idea behind that is two mobility problems. The first problem, when you take a child on your bike, you have a seat, but then you go into the city, for example, and the child has to walk. And if small children, you have to take them in the arms and have to carry them, which is heavy. On the other hand, if you go to the city with a trolley, what is the problem? You have to take a public transport, or you have to come by car. You cannot take the bike. So there was one customer who said, why not combining both? That is, why not creating a bike seat that you can take off and transform into a trolley, and then you can push the child in a trolley. And when you come back to the bike, you transform the trolley again into a bike seat. All these ideas are quite evident, but nobody really thought about that. Because engineers are trained to performance, product performance, but they're not really trained to ergonomics, ease of use. And so you can submit an idea and then actually have a marketing and R&D team that helps the customer to develop. The main problem is how to pay the customers. And so actually we have some laws which are inhibiting that. And that is why the main problem today is how to motivate customers to co-create if you cannot do it by money. Last example is they have the same system, so it's an open platform where they do crowdsourcing and where ideas are then submitted, discussed, reformulated and put to the market if they're good. Here you can see the number of the ideas, and so from more than 150,000 ideas, 277 ideas were brought to the market, which is not a lot. But these ideas actually did not cost anything. There's a lot of rubbish. But through a critical selection process, almost 300 ideas were selected. And these ideas were quite interesting. Here are some ideas related to food. Experience ideas, so for improving payment, ordering, pickup, atmosphere locations, and community ideas. Here are some ideas. This idea is a splash stick. The splash stick eliminates immediately the coffee on the shot. The other idea was an ice cube with the taste of the drink, of the beverage. So in other words, you all know the problem when you take Coke today in a fast food restaurant, or when you drink a coffee, iced coffee, you have a lot of ice cubes, and after 5 minutes, the beverage, if you don't drink it quickly, the beverage has no taste anymore. That's why somebody suggested to create ice cubes with the taste of the beverage. So when it's melting, it gives the taste to the beverage.